Hi, welcome to today's video. How did life start? The Miller-Urey experiment is a strategy to find out more about the start of life. And this is a nice picture of how Earth could have looked like 3.8 billion years ago. It was a pale orange planet, a bit like Titan, Saturn's biggest moon, but warmer. Back then, the sun had a luminosity of 70 to 80% compared to today. But the early Earth had a methane atmosphere. Methane is a strong greenhouse effect, and these conditions weren't enough to start life. This is a possibility where life could have started. That's the BB vent field south of the Grand Cayman Islands in the Caribbean at a depth of 5 kilometers. Temperature is 400 degrees Celsius. So these black smokers could be where life could have started. Because you have all the requirements that you need for life, liquid water, energy source. There are simple molecules like carbon dioxide, methane, ammonia, hydrogen sulfide, and the minerals. But how exactly did life start? This is a very intelligent experiment to find more about the conditions that you need for life to start. That's the Miller-Urey experiment from 1952. That's apparatus for this experiment. The idea is to recreate the conditions on early Earth. You have here a flask with ocean water. You heat the water, make the vapor. Then you get here the other simple molecules like methane, ammonia, hydrogen, carbon dioxide, of course. And you simulate lightning with electrical sparks. Then the reaction products are condensed and trapped here. You need mercury chloride to eliminate the microbes, because you don't want these compounds synthesized by microbes. And the Miller-Urey experiment, after 1 week, produced a red solution in this trap. This is a result of the Miller-Urey experiment. 11 amino acids were found in this red solution, for example, glycine, alpha-alanine, beta-alanine. But some amino acids were not found, for example, lysine, cysteine, and arginine. This is another source for amino acids. That's objects from space, like the comet 67P Churyumov-Gerasimenko. This comet contains amino acids like glycine. Comets and chondrite meteoroids are sources for organic compounds. And one very interesting thing is the L amino acids are more abundant than the D amino acid. This is an example of this called enantiomers of lysine, amino acid lysine. This phenomenon is called chirality. These two compounds have the same sum formula, but they are mirror images of each other, not identical. At the top, that's L-lysine. The L amino acids are very important building blocks of peptides and proteins. The difference between peptides and proteins is in the number of units. Peptides have 50 or less amino acids, and proteins have more than 50 amino acids. There's another way to make an enantioselective synthesis, and that's by using a chiral mineral. And you get only one of these two compounds. At the bottom, that's D-lysine. The amino acids are also very important because they are the building blocks bacteria. This is a nice animation of the molecule RNA, ribonucleic acid, and this is a model of the double-stranded RNA. It is very closely related to DNA. One question is which of these two came first, RNA or DNA? And the RNA molecule has 3 components. One is ribose, carbohydrate. Second component are the nucleobases. You can see this 4-letter code. 3 of the 4 letters are identical of RNA and DNA. There's only one difference. RNA contains uracil. And the third component is phosphate. This is some formula of ribose C5H10O5. is a carbohydrate. The Butlerov reaction was found by Alexander Butlerov in the year 1861. This is the reaction. To formaldehyde, you get a dimer. That's a glycolaldehyde. It's a C2 molecule with 2 carbon atoms. Then you add another formaldehyde molecule. You get glyceraldehyde, which is a C3 molecule. And if you complete this circle, you get 2 glycolaldehyde molecules out of 1. It's called an autocatalytic reaction because one cycle produces 2 of the catalysts or 1 more catalyst. So over time, this reaction will happen faster and faster. And here you can make the pentoses like ribose or hexoses. One example for hexose is C6H12O6 glucose molecule. This was a big surprise from the near-Earth asteroid Ryugu 162173. It was visited by the Japanese spacecraft Hayabusa 2. The spacecraft brought back samples from Ryugu, and those samples contained niacin, which is a vitamin B3, and uracil, which is one of the 4 nucleobases of RNA. This is the formula of uracil. This is called a heterocyclic compound because it has a ring which contains atoms that are different other from carbon. Carbon atoms are in black, blue are nitrogen atoms, red are oxygen atoms, and white are hydrogen atoms. This is one theory that tries to explain how life could have started. It's Panspermia theory. It says that life exists everywhere in the universe. According to this theory, microorganisms brought life to the lifeless worlds like Earth. But this theory has a problem. You can't test this theory on Earth. You have to go out of Earth to test this theory. And potential places in the solar system for life are Mars, Jupiter moon Europa, and the Saturn moons Enceladus and Titan. And I think Titan is especially interesting because if life is on Titan, for example underground, then there's a big chance that it could be very different from the life that we know on Earth, because the conditions are very different. This is another theory, that's the PAH world hypothesis. PAH are the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, for example, hexabenzochroronine. And they are likely the constituents of the primordial sea. The polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons and fullerenes were detected in space. They are very stable. And the reason is the high mesomeric energy of the aromatic rings. And more than 20% of the carbon in the universe could be bound in polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. There's a nice image of the Cat's Paw Nebula NGC 6334 at 5,500 light-years distance. The size of this nebula is 320 light-years. This is an infrared image from the Spitzer telescope. And you can see the outer green regions. They are a product of the fluorescence of polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, PAH. This is how life could have started, origin of life. For life to start, you need a toolbox of organic compounds, like these simple compounds. For example, ribose or uracil. Then you need polymers for the cells. And this could lead to protocells, and this could lead to LUCA. LUCA is the last universal common ancestor. All life on Earth is an evolutionary product of LUCA. This is how the first cell may have been formed in a rock barrier. It has a leaky membrane. It is powered by a proton gradient near a deep sea hydrothermal vent. This upper region is acidic, pH 5 to 7. This bottom region is basic with pH 9 or to 10. This is a NASA strategy of 2015 for astrobiology. This with focus on the origin of life. With other components, abiotic sources of organic compounds like amino acids, nucleobases, function of early macromolecules, biopolymers, start of life and increasing complexity, co-evolution of life together with the physical environment, structural, catalytic and genetic functions of proteins, RNA, DNA. Catalysts are very important for processes of life, and the production of molecules in space and planetary environments. What contribution of life came from space? This is a nice picture of pyrite iron disulfide, also called fool's gold. These are other theories for the beginning of life. One is the iron sulfur hypothesis, and there's the zinc world theory and the clay hypothesis. This is a nice picture of the Grand Prismatic Spring of the Yellowstone National Park. You can see the microbial mats in different colors. This place has a temperature of 70 degrees Celsius, and this shows you life is resistant. It can adapt to extreme conditions, but there's a limit. These are some quotes about life. This is from Rose Kennedy. Life isn't a matter of milestones, but of moments. Then Mae West, you only live once, but if you do it right, once is enough. And this is my personal favorite, Michael Cunningham, you cannot find peace by avoiding life, which means there are some situations you can't escape from, and you have to try to find the right answer. That was today's video about the beginning of life and the Miller-Urey experiment. You can check out the links in the description field. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.